Hey guys, sadly, the time has come to say goodbye to Cebu. But that's okay, because it's been an incredible week and I know that I'll be back. That's what I'm focused on right now as I think about everything that happened this week, and I'm a little bit sorry to take off without seeing more of what Cebu has to offer. I know I'll be back. It's been an action-packed week. It's hard for me to even remember everything that happened, but I know that at least one awesome, magical thing happened each and every day. Just walking right now into the domestic terminal. In a second, we're gonna see where I actually stepped out with my friend Jude Pastor and met his friend TJ. Can you hear the music? This is a melody that I heard a lot this week. Na 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 na. Da, 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 da. Na, na, na. Don't know the words yet. Definitely know the melody. Anyway, on day one, TJ met us just over here. I'll show you in a second. And took us out for lechon. My first time eating lechon. And let me know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, by the way. Is it lechon or lechon? This is the arrivals area over here. He picked us up right over here, took us out for lechon. It was all very spontaneous, and because I'm getting in the swing with this channel, I thought maybe I should record this, like document this as my first mukbang video. And I'm so glad that I did, because it never occurred to me that I would be like have any merit as a mukbang video guy until as we were doing it, I realized, here, this is exactly where he picked us up, if I'm not mistaken. This was my first experience of arriving at Cebu. And from my experience traveling, it's all about the people above all else. So to arrive and immediately meet TJ was a total pleasure. He's such a sweet, cheerful, friendly, happy guy. Introduced me to lechon, shot my first mukbang video, and realized there's actually credibility to me doing videos like this because I'm so childlike and ignorant with just food in general, not just food of the Philippines, that it was actually a cool opportunity for me to ask tons of questions, and I really enjoyed that. So that was day one, immediately a new first for me in my life, and a new first in terms of this channel. Very, very excited about. Day two, finally met up with Diane, the ukulele playing, singing busker from Bohol, who also in the past has busked a lot. I'll show you guys the terminal here. This is where I'll be checking in shortly. I want to check this out. I've seen this sign before in Manila. I do love the Philippines. I'm sure a lot of people feel that way, and I certainly do. Let's take a look outside while I'm chatting with you guys. So I finally met Diane. It was 2 years ago when I was planning my first trip to the Philippines. I reached out to a bunch of buskers in Manila, but also reached out to Diane as well. And on that trip, I hoped to come to Cebu. So we had talked about potentially meeting up and doing some busking, but just didn't get the chance to do it on that particular trip. So now 2 years later, finally, because I was coming down to Cebu for this tour, had the chance to meet up with her. So huge credit to Diane for coming over. She took the ferry over from Bohol, found an opportunity for us to busk at Ayala Central Block Mall, and we had a great night doing that. That was my second day here, and in fact, I shot an interview with her. So I should be posting that soon if you're interested to get to know Diane better, and I recommend it because she seems like a very sweet soul. I'm very proud to consider her a colleague and a new friend. And a beautiful voice, truly beautiful, beautiful voice. Just great all-around musician, great all-around person. So that was Wednesday. And then Thursday, it's hard to even remember everything. Thursday was when I shot some more videos, some more firsts. I hadn't been in the city yet. And really, I went to the mall is in the sort of northern part of Cebu City, but I was staying in Mandaue, and I hadn't actually been to the sort of downtown center of Cebu City yet. So I figured rather than do a bunch of research, why not just jump on a jeepney if I can and just get amongst it and see what happens. So I shot my first jeepney video. I had the chance to chat with some people. And then once I got into town at the cathedral, I didn't even look at a map or GPS. I put the phone away. I was focused on vlogging, and I just wandered around. And so speaking of wandering around, I'm just kind of wandering around right now and trying to stay out of everybody's way. I'll show you more of the airport while I'm talking to you. And I've shot a video of me stumbling across a sort of procession or a parade. I'm not sure what the right word is, but it felt like a massive column of people, this parade. Just totally stumbled across it in the video. And now that video has really kind of taken off, probably because people are really interested in videos this week related to Sinulog. So for me, that's really exciting to see that video take off and that people respond to it, mainly because a lot of the comments I'm getting are people appreciating and responding to the sort of unedited, authentic, real version of vlogging, which I'm really enjoying. A, because technically it makes it so much more achievable when I'm traveling in particular to just shoot these videos and just share them. And the last thing I'd want to do when I'm here in the Philippines is spend too much time hunkered over a laptop editing when I could be out there experiencing being here. So I really feel, at least for now, it feels like I've found the sweet spot, which is to shoot these videos unedited and post them. That's point number one. Point number two is, if you look at my social media handles, you'll see that my handle is The Real Jeff Bryant. That's something that I chose many years ago, probably because jeffbryant.com was taken or something, just sort of a practical reason. But the more I think about it, I'm like, you have an ambition as a person to be real, as we all do. And when it comes to vlogging and my online presence, of course, it's very easy to get caught up in being performative and trying to appeal to people, and that's fine. But these vlogs are my chance to really just do my best to just be myself and talk to you. Just like you're my friend standing next to me as we walk around. So to have people give me some of that feedback with this video in particular has been really, really affirming, and it's given me encouragement to just keep shooting these videos. So thank you so much for that, I appreciate it. Then I'm trying to remember the days, as I say, it's a bit of a blur because there's so much that happened. Then on the Friday, if I'm not mistaken, I think we were supposed to do 2 shows at Top Cebu. I was opening for Jude Pastor at Tops Cebu. And on day 1, I'm just gonna keep showing this sign because I think it's such a beautiful sign, and every time I see it, it makes me think about my love for the Philippines. Not sure if I'm going to go down that direction just yet because I feel like that's pretty much just security. But on Friday, I experienced my first typhoon warning. Thankfully, I think it wasn't too bad, but in an abundance of caution, there was some rain that day. That show was canceled. So we were supposed to do 2 shows. The first one was canceled, and it was a bit disappointing. But that's where we really benefited from having 2 shows, because we knew we could just hopefully fall back to the second one. If we just had the 1 show that day and couldn't do it, that would have been really sad, especially for Jude, who, the show was a big deal for him. He put a lot of effort into this tour, and that was sort of the big homecoming moment for him to return to Cebu and perform. So Friday was a day just to kind of, get some rest and organize some of these posts and respond to some comments and stuff like that. So maybe that was a blessing in that sense. And then the next day was performing at Top Cebu. I've got a video of me touring around the facility and another video of me performing that night. There's so much I could say about it, but for now, just say it was everything I could have hoped for and so much more. Incredible view, incredible stage, great tech as always with this tour, with all the sound crew and the photographers and videographers, everybody on the crew. Man, it was just such a professional presentation and such unique opportunity for me to get to perform at such a beautiful location. You know, if I'm traveling to a new place and I get to perform at all, let's say with busking, it's so cool. Like on that second night here when I was busking at the mall, so cool. To then get to perform in such a grand setting was a whole other level. So that was a special night that I won't forget. I'm so happy for Jude and so proud of him, and all the other performers did amazing as well. That was a really special night that almost warrants its own video of reflection, but really, really great. So many great things happened. So many new connections with people. Yeah, I could go on and on. So that was Saturday. That was sort of the big night. Sunday was the big festival. Now, the thing is, all week, I'd of course heard all about the festival, and I wasn't sure how I felt because, to be honest, I've been in big crowds in my life, especially at concerts and other street festivals. I've been around the world. I've been in like New Orleans, have massive festivals there, like Mardi Gras. There's many times I've been trapped in giant crowds. And of course, because I'm tall, that's an asset because it's probably less overwhelming than it would be for a shorter person. But in terms of the vlogging, I was a little bit concerned about this camera. This camera means so much to me because it's opening up the world. I thought, I don't mind being in the crowd, maybe getting sweaty or kind of shoved around and getting paint on my face. I don't mind that at all, but I was worried about the camera. So I was really, if I'm honest, I was conflicted about it. And I did try going down. I went down on Sunday. I went probably a little bit too late when most people were coming out and it was kind of the nighttime crowd. And I kind of got only so far, and I thought about doing a video talking about people coming out, but it just didn't feel authentic, if I'm honest. I'd had that really special experience on Thursday, which I think was more my speed. Still a ton of people down there, but not super crazy. So still enough room to move around. It was a room to go up and talk to people, and that video that I created that day was really, really a special experience for me. I enjoyed it just as an experience itself, and now the video where I finally kind of found the courage to go up and talk to people felt like a breakthrough moment. So I felt pretty conflicted on Sunday about going down there a bit late and deciding not to go into the crowd. But actually I feel okay about it because I realize I think it's important for me in my life to pay attention to what it is I want to do. I want to, like I said before, I want to keep it real. And I think that if I was getting caught up in the vlogging thing and doing what I think I ought to do, I might have had an experience that was not really what I wanted. Could have destroyed the camera, got paint on the camera or something, which would have been really sad. And ultimately it would have been a step in the wrong direction because I would be, once again, being performative and trying to come across a certain way and not telling the truth. So yeah, I think more about this as like the week of the festival, and I experienced so many great things, but just not the madness of the day itself on Sunday. And then yesterday, yesterday, my final full day here, I finally went to the beach. This might sound crazy, but on my second visit to the Philippines, it was my first time actually hitting the beach. I asked ChatGPT, I said, I've only got a few hours on my final day. What's the easiest way to just experience it, with relative ease? And I learned that on Mactan Island, or just I guess it's called Mactan, adjacent to Mandawi, there are some resorts where you can pay sort of a day fee. So I found one and I went over there and I asked if it was okay to shoot a vlog, so I documented that as well. And I'm sure that, when you think about all the incredible beaches and places around the Philippines, it really just scratched the surface. I'm sure it's, I'm sure there's many, many glorious beaches that are going to maybe outdo this one, who knows. But it was just so great to actually see the ocean and touch the sand and kind of just move beyond this experience I've had of generally just being like in the middle of Manila or the middle of Cebu, focused, as I feel I should have been focused, on busking and making connections and vlogging. But now, of course, to actually be reminded of where I am in the world here in the Philippines was really nice, because ultimately I want to experience both. I'm happy to be in the city. I really enjoy being in the city, making friends and shooting content and busking. I love it. I mean, it's like a mission. So that is my priority. But having that experience yesterday, I think has opened the door to contemplating other places to go on this trip. And really that's ultimately what I want, is to spend a lot of time in the Philippines in the future, savoring different parts of the country and hitting the beach. You know, just when I say hitting the beach, I really just mean savoring the peaceful serenity of, you know, of nature here as well. So yeah, I think it's probably time to think about checking in. And thank you so much, Cebu. It's been such a special week. I won't forget it, and I know I'll look back at this week as just opening the door to future visitation. And I wanted to document this today, just saying goodbye, saying thank you to everybody who's shown me such kindness this week. It's been a real pleasure, and we'll see you soon, I hope, and we'll see you in the next video.